Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. At the moment, we're working our way through a series of messages getting us to think about how often we've opened ourselves up to the idea of actually playing our part in carrying out His will, in doing the good work, and how we can do that in 21st century England. We've been looking at how Nehemiah, a normal bloke who'd seen his fellow countrymen experience some really difficult times in a period we read about in the Old Testament. We saw how he's opened himself up to play his part, all the time reflecting on how his experiences 2,500 years ago can still help us today. And this morning, in our third message from Life Church in America, we're going to look at how to continue doing the good work in the face of adversity, in the face of discouragement, in the face of opposition. As you know, I've recently started taking new drivers out on the road as I begin my new life as a driving instructor. And although a big chunk of driving is following a set of rules and repeated physical movements, there's also a big chunk of it which is down to kind of interpreting the space around you, judging speed, watching out for other cars, keeping an eye out for pesky cyclists or pedestrians who are daydreaming, that kind of thing. And one of the things that can be quite hard to grasp is keeping the car in a consistent position on the road and not moving the steering wheel constantly from side to side around every single obstacle that's in the way. So what we do is encourage people to keep the back of your head up against the headrest, and keep your vision high. Okay, look at where you want the car to go. That way, your peripheral vision around the outside, that takes in all the other stuff along the way. It'll kind of alert your brain to a car that's pulling out or a pedestrian that's ready to cross, and you can deal with that as it happens. But ultimately, you're focusing on where you're going. And that's a bit like the next part of Nehemiah's story today. There are lots of things and people trying to distract him from his goal, but by keeping his vision high on his ultimate guide, God, fixed on His will, he's able to negotiate all the other hazards and detractors along the way. Once again, we're going to learn together with Craig from Life Church in America, and we'll hear from him next.